That's right. Greetings, fellow crystal gems. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to another surprise edition of Tiki's Universe, the show where we recap, react, and respond to each and every episode of the Cartoon Network darling that is Steven Universe. So, Dragon, this was quite a surprise because we had thought that season 5 was over. We thought that season 5 was in the can. Of course, Comic-Con dropped that season 5 maybe in between season 5 and season 6, or maybe during season 6. We don't know quite yet, but at any rate, there's going to be a Steven Universe TV movie at some point down the line. That was very exciting news for us. But by the same token, Dragon, something else happened, and you alerted me to this. So how do you find out about this one, Dragon? Is it? It's not a leak, is it?
I don't think so. Here's what happened. So I watched the panel for Steven Universe. It's on YouTube. It's like official on the Cartoon Network YouTube channel. And they had the panel from Comic Con, the San Diego Comic Con. Rebecca Sugar and the whole voice cast, including the lovely Dee Dee Mango, who was killing it on that panel, man. She was great. There were donuts in the shape of Steven Universe. The thing was bananas. It was great. So very emotional too. Like fans, like you're pleading like their hearts out, like how the show changed their lives. It was a riveting experience. And they had showed, and of course, when we last left, what we thought was the finale. What they essentially told us was the finale and all the marketing and everything. It was ending on the wedding and everything. The big 2-part ending and everything. They had teased. Basically, the clip that you see before, the image that you see before you folks, is like the very top of the episode was what they kind of played as the promo for next season.
You know what it's like? You know what it's like? It's like the reverse Last Jedi Luke Skywalker moment.
In a way, I guess. Sure.
Because season 5 ends out with this whole like, oh my god, what's their reaction gonna be? This whole like, okay, like they're not even saying anything. Like we're just kind of ending on like this big cliffhanger of like this emotional cliffhanger. Last Jedi, of course, we all know how that went. This it went in a much more somber but much more sweet direction at the same time. Very bittersweet, and I think that kind of defines Blue Diamond's character as a whole, Dragon. And of course, you and me have gushed over the Miyazaki-esque influences of.
It's like Miyazaki meets Jim Henson. It's kind of like Dark Crystal
comparison. Yeah.
I keep using like the Dark Crystal comparison for because like that first time we saw her, she had that cloak on. She looked so much like a Dark Crystal, like a very Henson, like a big grandiose Henson puppet almost in the way she's designed. But anyway, so the point is basically a little kind of meet and greet scene at the top was what they had shown as like a promo, and again they sold the big 2-parter. The last Steven album that we got, and they built to this big 2-parter that was the wedding, and that was the ending. As far as they told us, and they showed us this clip which suggested that okay, guys, season 6 has been confirmed, which is true. Season 6 was confirmed, and most likely, I thought it was like, hey guys, it's not only season 6 confirmed. Look, it's going to be coming soon because look at how much animation we got done for you.
Right.
That's what I took it as. And anyway, so I'm watching the panel, and the panel is showing the promo clip, and then it shows like another clip from the episode. I was like, wait a minute. So then I looked into, okay, what's the next episode going to be called? And I realized, wait a minute, it says 2018, but for this one episode, and it's like attached like after that 2-parter, but it's not like an official episode. I don't know. It's in this weird space of like if it counts as season, like an epilogue to season 5, or it's like the secret beginning of 6. I don't quite know.
Dude, that just baffles me. That's like one step beyond a Steven Baum, Dragon.
That's the thing. By all intents and purposes,
into Steveception.
By all intents and purposes, it is technically the end of season 5, but it's like it's so weird because it's not even an ending. It's kind of an ending, but it's hard to. I don't know what they're going for anyway. So I see 2018, and I type in the episode title, and there's the episode, and whether it was leaked or not, it looks like it was just like the way the rest of the episodes kind of come to us, like they air and then they're kind of uploaded on YouTube. That's kind of what in various forms. I presume it's an official thing that probably aired like tie in the Comic-Con, or at the very least it was they released it at Comic-Con, then it just found its way online, I guess. I don't know.
You know what? If I were to guess, I would say it's tied into that movie. Like I said, I would say that this is our lead into the movie.
I know that's the thing. That was the weird things. I watched that panel because of the movie news. That kind of blew my mind when we were compiling stuff for the San Diego Comic Con. Then it kind of dawned on me. Wait a minute. Uh, so we have this movie proposed. And I was thinking, okay, maybe they're going to do a movie that either kick off season six or it's going to be a movie in lieu of season six. It could be like a surprise development. Again, we're not entirely sure. Like basically, they promised there's going to be more Steven Universe. Just a question of, I mean, they said another season. So I don't know if this is like a change in the plan or if it's going to be along with the season six. So I don't know. We'll see.
All right, so Dragon, we'll get right into recapping the episode, but you know what we need to do, right?
We must sing.
All right, so without further ado, folks, you're gonna have to endure us for the next 90 seconds or so. We
Are the crystal.
gems.
We always save the day.
And if you think we can't, we'll.
Always find a way.
That's why the people
Of this world.
believe in
Garnet
amethyst
and Pearl and
and
Steven.
All right, all right. The song has been sung, Dragon. That means that we can talk about the episode without having to do a blood sacrifice. Those are the rules here on Tiki's universe. You'll have to understand I'm a bit hyped up on my third Red Bull of the evening to keep myself awake, so I'm a little bit loopy. So let's just go forward, Dragon. Everything is sunshine and rainbows, and I have wings right now.
Basically, this Red Bull is kind of like his moment from Creed. I keep citing this a lot. I don't know why. It honestly, it's kind of like his Creed moment. He just has his '70s Apollo footage moment. So he's like now he's back. It's like the
Dragon, I
adrenaline.
told you, like, I needed the hour, but like when it kicked in hard, and now I'm just like jittery as all hell. Like 10 minutes ago, I was like, I don't know, man, like I can do it, but
Like he just had the Apollo moment followed by the Rocky music that is Steven Universe now. So
oh god.
okay,
Okay, so yeah, we'll start things off, of course, with a great moment from Blue Diamond. And we have, what do you think of this whole telekinetic tears thing going on with Blue Diamond? I think it's something that could be equally used for comedy and drama.
well, we've seen it used for comedy. Well, you
Sure,
saw it
sure.
used for comedy here, but we've usually seen it for this great moment of drama in the past where it was just this weird thing that kept happening. We weren't sure why, and now we absolutely know. We know why. We know why Steven was the first to cry because of the whole Pink Diamond reveal that we had that blew our minds last season. And and just I like that Yellow Diamond's very conservative with her emotions and Blue Diamond wears it on her sleeve. She's blue in the sense of depression, sadness, blue, as well as kind of the blue of tears and just kind of like it's kind of like, again, she kind of ties into Lapis a little bit. If you apply a color theory to the gems, blue is definitely kind of the color of kind of
Okay,
sadness, loss,
Dragon, I'm
and
glad you bring up Lapis because I feel like this pair is totally like the diamond equivalent to Lapis and Peridot.
in many respects, yes. And if you look at it that way, you definitely, because remember, Peridot, she served Yellow Diamond, which that makes a lot of sense, where she's
That's what I'm
disseminated.
saying. Yeah, yeah.
And for all we know, I mean, Lapis, because we know all these breeds of gems, and believe me, kind of gemology is not really our, not
Oh god.
our main science, or I guess, I don't know if it,
We're not Hank Schrader here, folks.
I don't know if it technically fits into the geology or if there's like an actual gem. I forget there's like the actual name for like a specific gem form of the geology. I'm not entirely sure, but like kind of a stalagmite type. I don't know. It's not important. You can bog down the details here. The point is, like we have like aquamarine. We have like, again, there's like a blue and there's a water theme with certain gems. So I wouldn't be surprised, Lapis and like the aquamarines and Blue Diamond. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a very intentional theme, and I don't think you're far off with that assertion, Tiki.
All right.
So Poison have a really nice reunion, kicking things off, and I really love this really pseudo interesting, this idea of the Diamonds welcoming their long lost sister back, because I think I finally figured out the Diamond relation to it all. We'll get there when we get to our huge Diamond reveal a little later on, but let's just say I'm getting the sense that yellow, blue, and pink diamond are very much like sisters. They're all kind of sister siblings, and they found their long lost, like the youngest of the sisters in a way. It's a very nice reunion.
And then, of course, I feel like we've all been wondering who the ultimate villain of Steven Universe is going to be, and
I was so thrilled by
I
that
think we
reveal.
have an answer, Dragon. I think we have an answer.
We do, but we also might have a different answer with that big cryptic tease from the movie too.
Well, I don't know. I think that if I were to predict that, I would say that's just the movie villain. It'd be kind of like how they do the Dragon Ball Z movie villains.
More accurately, it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh villains. Remember the Yu-Gi-Oh movie? We had just Anubis, just the one-off really creepy villain.
I'm sorry, Dragon. I know you're into Yu-Gi-Oh. I was never a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. My
You know,
apologies.
actually tried watching the new movie, and it basically they kind of tried pulling a Dragon Ball Super, but as a movie for like a sequel to the very kind of just it happened, then we just kind of forgot about a Yu-Gi-Oh movie from years back. I
Oh, I
remember that
remember
one.
it happening.
That's the thing is but that was when I was into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was very dialed into that movie. I had the collectible cards and everything from that movie.
Oh
I
God.
played that game, man. Like it's the thing I could never get into a Pokemon card game, but the Yu-Gi-Oh game that was very simple, it was direct. I got it. Anyway, getting off topic here, but yes, it might be like kind of a themed, like a one-off villain type deal, but we'll
Uh-huh.
see. Anyway, well, more on the Big Diamond reveal later on, but let's see. I just want to get at the stuff on Earth before we go to
Of
Homeworld with
course, of
all
course.
that. Let's see if there's
So
anything
one
new.
of the big things that I love about the episode is that Dragon, it's got the feeling of like a late episode in an epic TV show where things are just really coming together and big monumentous events that that are mind-blowing, like, the big reveal between Pink Diamond, who is, by the way, Rose Quartz, aka Steven Universe, all reveals that we've had down the line through the course of the seasons.
Yep.
And basically, Dragon, I love how the diamonds have kind of come into the fold of the gems, where they've now got their own comedic timing and their own their own quirky personalities. And of course, as you said, it's the mother figure we have to worry about.
Yes. And I think what's so interesting is that, yeah, the diamonds are yellow and blue. They kind of forged an alliance with the crystal gems. They don't get, again, they're not getting Pink Diamond's worldview. They don't get, like, why she faked her death and everything. They don't get the value of it. They just, like, they don't see how they were wrong about, like, just kind of viewing the earth as disposable with the humans and everything. They're not seeing the beauty of the planet. But so they're not quite getting it yet, but Pink Diamond's alive, hooray! And basically, Pink Diamond's serving as the olive branch to eventually, again, hopefully, eventually they'll get into that mindset. They'll all kind of be on the same page, like make like an Armitage between kind of the homeworld gems, basically kind of finally end this age old, the 6,000 year war or whatever's been going on.
Right, right.
So basically, two big things happened. Of course, we actually got two out of the three big plot points that we wanted for season six. Basically, the last plot points of Steven Universe. We got two out of three of them in the very beginning, which is fascinating. More on that later. But I love that we had Centipedal. We yellow and blue and pink all together. They were able to heal Centipedal and basically our corrupted gems. So one of our big plot points is healing the corrupted gems. It's like one of the things we got. It's like our bucket list for Steven Universe before it goes off there. Like what's left before we can say Steven Universe has told all its story points before it gets into the place of like, okay, now we're keeping it on because it's popular.
But I like how they reached a compromise where we saw the centipedal in its uncorrupted state, but it can't stay in the uncorrupted state, at least not for now.
Without
That's
the X
still
factor.
room to work with.
And essentially, again, I like that we're tying. Okay, we'll get into it now, folks, because we can't really prolong it anymore here. So they need White Diamond. That's right, folks. I said it. White
Dragon,
Diamond.
honestly, like anyone watching this is like they're gonna know that White Diamond's in this episode, all right?
Oh, true. I'm just saying we didn't go with it for the main image. I don't know. They might have some looky loos. I don't know.
Well, no, we didn't go with it for the main image, mostly because I don't like character designs ruined for me on a personal level, and do unto yourself what you would do to others. So, or
Sure,
however
sure.
the phrase works.
But regardless, folks, we finally, after all this time, we got White Diamond. And oh my God, I've been waiting for White Diamond because again, it's been the big. Like, we've seen all these other diamonds, we've seen all the other gems. We've been speculating, like, where the heck is White Diamond? Is White Diamond going to be the big bad guy? And oh boy, what I'm getting at before we get to the character herself. I love that we again to have our 3 plot points. So it was the 3 plot points that I feel that I think we've agreed on that we got to see before the end of the show is one, we got to fix the corrupted gems. Two, we got to see White Diamond, the whole White Diamond. So like, what the heck is going on with White Diamond? And third, we got to do that birth thing, like the birth of Stephen. Like, got to do that flashback to the big birth of Stephen. Those are the last 3 things we got
Definitely.
to do. And right off the bat, we kind of tied 2 of them into each other with White Diamond being the X factor for the uncorrupted gems. That's 2 out of 3 in the first episode. That's pretty impressive.
Good batting averages there, guys.
Yeah, I mean, in one episode, they okay, folks, we're gonna kick this off right.
All right, we know it's the last season, so we got to get things rolling. It's like Breaking Bad season 5.B.
Yeah, I like this idea that White Diamond's like the top of the pyramid of Homeworld. She's dialed in the Homeworld. She's very much, she's um, again, like I get a sense of whenever we've seen all 4 diamonds like kind of melded together for like the ultimate diamond thing, when we've seen like the hieroglyphic of the big diamond of the 3 diamonds of the 4 diamonds put together. White Diamond, from what I recall, White Diamond's always on top, and I think that's for a reason. I think it's always here. I wager that the way White Diamond was built up and the way that she came across in the end, White Diamond seemed like the matriarch to me, and I thought that was a very, very smart choice.
Um, Dragon, I have a comparison for White Diamond. Are you familiar with Coraline,
Yeah.
Other Mother?
Oh.
What do
Oh
you
my.
think?
Yes. Yeah. I see it. You know, I had a different comparison for it. Let me build to that one. But
Okay.
let's see. Real quick, a few quick gags I want to get across there. So, but before we go fully onto the White Diamond stuff, just
Yeah,
we had the
still definitely a couple things on Earth we need to get to.
like the Pearl and Connie. Pearl basically Pearl's taking almost like Miss Frizzle almost. Pearl's taking Connie on like a field
Well,
trip.
yeah, there's an atmosphere, and she'll be able to breathe.
It's just like this Pearl is practically Miss Frizzle. That cracks me up. I'm just like just unaware of how crazy this sounds, but oh, she'll be fine. Oh, just and then like there's this beautiful Pearl has these little moments for me here, and like there's this one little beautiful moment where I'm a little weirded out by the giant pant legs on like the giant Pink Diamond's ship is like the leg.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that
The
either,
Voltron
Dragon.
idea is kind of weird. I like how it visually comes together though, because basically the Homeworld piece, like the top, the torso and the head is on Homeworld. That's the big white palace that you see. That's her ship.
Uh-huh.
And you have the legs, which
I
is
like
Pink Diamond.
the legs sticking out from the sand looked like pyramids. Like that was probably one of the only things I actually liked about it. Beyond that, to me, I don't know. It was just a little bit too flashy for me, honestly. It was just a little bit too much like this show, like waving its style in our face a little bit.
It just feels like a little bit of like, yeah, Voltron. You remember that, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
But
It's like
let
this
me.
show definitely wears its anime influences on its sleeves, but this is there's good ways to do it and over the top ways to do it.
Sure, sure. And what I'm getting at though is, despite kind of the crazy kind of design of it all, there, I love. I think it's not bad. It's just kind of weird. That's all. But I love this moment where Steven's taken off and essentially works it like like pants. Like you wear these pants, you control it like from like a mech suit. It's like a giant like a Pacific Rim kaiju robot thing.
Uh-huh.
I forget what the name of the robot the
The Jaegers.
Jaegers, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes, like one of the Jaeger suits, whatever. I love this moment where if Steven takes off, it's not exactly graceful. It's the first time, to be fair. Anyway, he takes off and he has this moment with Pearl where he says, "I know if Mom did it, it would have been graceful. Not as graceful as when she did it, right?" And this beat goes by, and we have this perfect delivery by Dee Dee Mango's Pearl. Just oh my god, it's so perfect. I love it. It's just where she says, "No, not really." It's with a smile on her face. It's like fondly remembering Rose, and it's like on all those feelings that you had with Rose. Like, yes, that's my Pearl to you. That's my
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pearl.
That's Mr.
Yeah,
Golden Pearl right there, Dragon. That's purified pearl.
yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Dragon, really, really quick. I have one bit I want to mention from the saying goodbye sequence that has to do with Greg. So Greg, there's this really nice somber bit where Greg asks Garnet straight up, like, Garnet, should I be worried? because basically the plan is they're going to talk to White Diamond head on. And Garnet saying, Steven will be fine. Dragon, we've been saying for, like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we thought the person doing this would be Jasper. That ship has long since passed. But it is possible that while Steven could live, Pink Diamond, aka Rose Quartz, aka the woman that we followed and that we've grown to have such complex feelings about, the essence of her could be destroyed.
Yeah, the gem could be removed from Stephen. Therefore, Stephen would be alive, but the gem would be removed.
Uh-huh. So I don't know, Dragon. I'm laying down a bold prediction right there. I'm kind of planting my theory flag on that line, on the whole Steven will be fine line, especially because it's coming from Garnet.
It would be interesting, and I guess like one of the final things they could, in theory, do would be okay. It's Steven, like it's Steven Universe, not Steven
Yeah,
the.
exactly. It'd be Steven moving on from the rose quartz, pink diamond, crystal gems ridiculousness and actually finally getting to live his own life, because he is a genuine good kid at the end of it all, and he needs to have a real life. He needs to have a steady life.
Yeah,
And I think it's going to be about letting go, Dragon. I could totally see. Oh my god. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. So Steven has to let go of Pink Diamond. They all have to let go of the concept of Pink Diamond, the essence of Pink Diamond within the episode, while we show flashbacks to the birth.
I'm sold. I'm down for that.
Because it's like double letting go, Dragon. It's double letting go. It's two letting goes for the price of one.
I think you're selling it kind of weird, but I like it.
All right, all right.
Also, we had a bit with Bismuth. Bismuth's kind of guarding the Earth
yes,
right
yes,
now.
yes. Thanks. I'm glad you brought that up.
And Bismuth was good too. Bismuth's kind of like saying, like, "Hey, I'm not sure about this whole thing. It sounds a little fishy, but hey, I'll be staking it out here. I'm not going to put my gem on an anvil for these guys." And she's guarding Peridot and Lapis, who have to regenerate their forms, because they kind of sacrifice themselves. In the way a gem sacrifices
It's kind of like
themselves.
Dragon Ball Z style at this point, with the way that gems kind of stand in and get shattered and everything.
Yeah, it's like borderline, like the whole like, oh, we gotta wait a year before we can find the Dragon Balls to bring him back to life, or the whole like he's trapped in a hyperbolic time chamber. They're training so they can fight, Super Boo, whatever.
Oh my god.
Oh, I could wax all day about the old,
sure
not this Dragon Ball Super stuff, but I mean the old school stuff, like any of it, even up to GT, just not the whole Super thing. Nothing against, I just haven't gotten. It's too. It looks like there's.
With Super, the weird thing is that I've seen the movies that Super are based on, like specifically the Frieza and the King, yeah, the King Leonidas, I think his name is.
I don't think, I would imagine his name would not be King Leonidas, because I think that's from 300. But I'm not.
You're right. It is from 300. My bad. My bad.
Kai?
I'm sorry. The lion guy. The lion guy. I'm sorry.
Again, I got nothing here, folks. I can't help.
Lord Buren, Dragon. That's what it is. Lord Buren.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah. You mean like kind of the Anubis, like Egyptian cat looking guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in the show.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that there was a movie like that was Battle of Gods. Right. And the first season of Super is based off that movie. So you see how that's a weird kind of disconnect.
Well, again, just before we get back on that here, just, I keep getting tempted to go into the series because I keep hearing good things, but by the same token, I keep getting like all these red flags, like, I don't know, maybe something's not right with this. And it's like all these weird transformations, and it looks so different from what I mean, usually I always have like a stubborn kind of bullheaded, like oh, it's not my Dragon Ball, and then eventually I get into it. And this one's the only time I really haven't been.
My Dragon Ball is like OG Dragon Ball, like before the Z Dragon Ball.
I know, I'm with you there too. If I had my preferences, I still like the first one best, but I grew into the rest though. It's like then Z kind of grew on me. It's like I like Z, and then the rest
Z's
is like.
That's something like Z's kind of got like the camaraderie between all these badass heroes.
When I was a kid, I always did like the Vegeta impression. Now I can't do it. It's like the whole like the impetuous British prince,
but
essentially.
The original Dragon Ball's got the adventure.
I know. I love the adventure quality, and I love the World Martial Arts Tournament, all that stuff.
Uh,
Anyway, okay, we're drifting off point here. Let's talk about the big meat and potatoes of it all here. All right, let's get into the White Diamond of it all.
yeah, I mean, just she's on screen for like what, maybe like 30 to 45 seconds.
You're right, and we built her up so well. And the creepy thing we did right before White Diamond really still haunts me. I gotta be honest. The whole thing. Well, here's my experience of White Diamond. So first off, we saw White Diamond's pearl because then for the longest time we thought our pearl might have been White Diamond's pearl before we revealed obviously it was Pink Diamond's pearl.
Honestly,
But
that was I like I Dragon, honestly, I was kind of like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've always kind of had the suspicion that Rose Quartz was Pink Diamond and Pearl was Pink Diamond's pearl.
that's fair. I mean, people saw like a little pink diamond on the suit and everything. So I mean,
Uh-huh.
there were clues. I think they confirmed it finally. So there were always suspicions, but yeah, it was always like which path are they going to walk anyway? But we saw White Diamond's pearl and like White Pearl, and I love they know like, oh my god, it's White Pearl, and you see this pearl that's kind of it's like interestingly with White Diamond and with White Pearl, the color scheme is only like it's like white and black, it's black and white, very kind of clear cut. It's just very I would imagine there might be some fanaticism there of like sees the world in black and white, just very kind of clear cut, like maybe a bit of very little to no gray, just black and white. And this Pearl creeped me out so much because I love Pearl. And we've
Right,
seen, and
right.
Dee Dee Mango actually spoke about this at Comic Con. She spoke of like how she kind of models each pearl after something, and most likely, I mean, there's a chance they could have gotten so because it sounds so unlike our pearl. I mean, I imagine just her doing like a pearl that's devoid of humanity, or basically like it's honestly, you know what it feels like? It feels like a lobotomized pearl to me. That's what it feels like, and
Ooh,
it's creepy.
man.
Because I mean, and there was this just I'm gonna briefly geek out here. So in Justice League the animated show, they went to like another Earth and it was basically a world where Superman became a dictator, and he lobotomized all the Batman villains. It was very unsettling. And Joker was lobotomized, and he just spoke like Mark Hamill, and it was
Mhm.
terrifying. So this kind of taking me back. That's why I'm kind of getting the vibe of here because you saw this pearl, like half of her eye is gone. It's like cracked. It's like, oh my, it's like an ivory. It's like an ivory pearl that's been cracked, and it's like, oh my god. It says, White Diamond will see you now, you alone. It's like, oh my god, I'm just so terrified. So then we see White Diamond. My god, I gotta tell you, there was a kind of a scary beauty to White Diamond for me. 'Cause I've been waiting to see her for a long time, and you had this creepy matriarchal quality where again, this is like coming from the top down in terms of the Diamond Wars. Like they all knew that. See, I felt the maternal thing because the big sense of dread, the big sense of buildup with White Diamond was that they're going to go there and they're going to have to explain the Pink Diamond faked her shattering. They did this whole like let's wipe out like all the gems on the planet, thousands of years ago. Let's kick off this war and everything. And again, it was all for nothing, all for like a false thing. They don't know how she's going to react to it. It's like kind of going to visit. It's like a family dinner around the holidays where like you don't keep in contact with the family or with mother specifically. It's like they built her up like a very it's almost like when you come to Bates Motel for the first time, you're expecting like the old crone Norma Bates, and it's like, hey, it's Vera Farmiga, but with
God.
like more menace behind it here. It's like she was there, and I love visually everything we did with White Diamond because
Yes.
here's my visual comparison: is she feels so Neil Gaiman esque. Gaiman-esque. It's so like the design of Death from Neil Gaiman. It's like white and black. It's just like, and she's built into the structure. Did you notice
It's
this?
funny that you say Neil Gaiman, Dragon, because I did get the other mother comparison, and guess who wrote Coraline?
Or yeah, now you say it. Yeah, that makes sense now. Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
I
don't know
definitely
why
think we're on the same page there, man. I definitely
I never put it
followed
together.
you on
That's why it felt like Neil Gaiman.
that.
That's
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
was thinking a little bit more Sandman, but you're right. It's definitely Coral. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I love
And here's
visually
what I
how
love about the other mother comparison, Dragon. We get this whole build up throughout the show of Rose Quartz and the warrior that she was, the hero that she was, the legacy that she had. And then throughout season 5, honestly, Dragon, one of the good things about season 5, because we've harped on season 5 for all of the towny episodes it had, and specifically that one really bad Steven bomb. But throughout season 5, one of the good things we had was kind of it was apologies for the reference, Dragon, the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince of the Steven Universe mythos, in that our character and characters that we knew and loved were kind of dragged through the mud, and their reputations were kind of dragged through the mud as well. And Rose Quartz was, of course, the biggest factor in that, with the big fake out and the all the reveals around Rose Quartz in season 5. So come to find out, Dragon. So basically, what we have here is we have essentially a very complex, very divided view of a of a character that fans get incredibly passionate about. And the terrifying thing about Other Mother, I'm sorry that I'm taking so long, but I'm just trying to build it up. The terrifying thing about Other Mother, or I'm sorry, just the Other Mother quality of
White Diamond.
White Diamond, is she reduces 10,000 years of work that Rose Quartz put into
6,000.
6,000, I'm sorry. But still, thousands upon thousands of years that Rose Quartz put into becoming Rose Quartz, for better or for worse. And Dragon, she reduces it to a time out.
That is quite horrifying.
That's the most chilling thing I've ever seen on the show. She's like, "Oh, all the other diamonds are so glad that you've got it out of your system." Dragon, that to me, that's just like, the thing about it is, the thing that's so scary, and of course with Steven being bubbled for a timeout, that's probably going to be like, a few thousand years timeout, um gems just have such a broad concept of time and aging, and that's one of the things that we've explored throughout the show. But I think in season 6, that's going to be one of the things that really is hammered home. I think we're going to get some really cool kind of heady sci-fi stuff out of that concept.
Sure. But again, I tell you, the visuals of White Diamond really kind of get to me because, one, again, just taking away just kind of the Neil Gaiman vibe of it all. Just look again the maternal qualities of this, where White Diamond quite literally is she's never left homeworld, and I love that. Like, I don't know how literal they're going to go with this, but the way it seems that she's built very literally into the structures, because they didn't, she doesn't move at all. Like, her face is the only thing that moves in the animation. Everything else, like, she looks like a statue built into the place, and that she's practically holding Homeworld up. And I don't know, maybe that's why she can't leave. I'm not sure, because again, we saw like her ship, which is in the shape of like the top of her body and everything, is like her palace. Or, Stephen like gets a view of the palace from his room. He's teleported there. And it's just this idea again. Like, I was looking at her, and then basically as we pan up, and it's like it's supposed to startle you because she's built into the art. It's like almost like an eye chart, or like a 3D painting. It's like one of those like the 3D things at the from Mallrats, like that 3D
Right, yeah,
one
the
of those
magic
things.
eye things.
It's like a magic eye thing because you're looking at it, you imagine, okay, you're going to see the body finally, like we've seen with the other diamonds, because it's all white and it blends into the background. It's like you go up and it's like, oh my god, she looks like a column or like a giant statue built into. But then you see the bottom of the feet with the heels and everything, and you
And of
see the
course, it's
feet.
really intimidating because it dwarves freaking the other two diamonds, Blue Diamond and Yellow Diamond. And
And
Blue
again,
Diamond and Yellow Diamond dwarfed the crystal gems to
and with that too, I mean, honestly, just that shot of Steven by the giant heels. I mean, I'm reading into this, but I get kind of almost like a Tom and Jerry vibe. We have like the mothers of the women of the house, but we always saw them from like the knees down. And I think that to me makes me think the maternal thing is intentional. That again, like, she's the biggest out of all the diamonds and everything, because and she speaks to Pink Diamond like she's her mother, and just saying, okay, you're the youngest one who got into some shenanigans, so it's a timeout. And she's like a very soft spoken, nice mother who, but Tiki, it's this little thing in the performance, very small, blink and you miss it thing, where Steven's about to speak and she just cuts him off by saying, "Good, good." Just like, it basically undercuts everything, like six
That's what
thousand
I'm
years.
saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Just
She's
undercut. It's like,
yeah,
almost
yeah.
it's like a fusion between a Neil Gaiman, let's just for argument's sake say Other Mother, Coraline vibe, mixed with, in the terms of design, it's like a Metropolitan look. Remember like the Metropolitan Man, like the
From
old school, like
what?
the thing you see through. I'm sorry.
From what?
No, like there's this movie called, I think it's called The Metropolitan Man. It's like the C-3PO looking, like the robotic. It's a
Are you talking about Metropolis?
no, not Metro. Well, I might actually be. Is that? Yeah, I think it's Metropolis. You mean the artistic robot thing, right?
Yes, yes.
That's what I'm referring to. I guess I got the name.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
Metropolis.
I know what you're talking about then. Yeah.
Basically, it's like Metropolis meets kind of that otherworldly Neil Gaiman scary thing. It's like basically, I love that we've turned her into a structure which makes her scary. And basically, out of all the diamonds, out of all the gems, out of everything that we've seen so far, we've stripped away any sign of humanity. We've made her into a structure, into like part of Homeworld. She's one with Homeworld, and I just felt that like the only human quality is like her face, which is the only thing that moves, and it's something kind of beautiful but kind of scary. And I kind of had this awe-striking, like when you see the light of her and everything. Oh my God!
Sure,
It's
sure.
like it's just that thing and that dismissiveness. It's all very fascinating. I think worth the wait on White Diamond. So I was very impressed with it.
All right.
And
Well, folks,
Steven
what?
Steven's been put in the corner. So we're gonna see what happens.
Well, yeah, like I said, Dragon, it's kind of terrifying because I get the feeling that a crystal gem version of a timeout is a couple thousand years. It's not not a comforting situation to be in right there.
Yeah. And
Okay.
also, real quick, Nate Productions had a very interesting thought. He's been, he's also agreeing with us on like how White was kind of creepy but amazing, and and again, they cast a Broadway actress for White Diamond, which means she's probably going to have a really good song along with
Oh,
the other
you know it.
diamonds.
Yeah.
So I'd agree with that thought. All right.
Okay. So of course I guess Dragon, the big question is I personally think that this might be the lead into the movie, but then at the same time, the movie contains this interesting mystery new villain. So I don't know. Like this might be like just the lead into season six, which would make sense. It'd be like this big kind of cataclysmic event, like the whole everyone like needs to band together to save Steven, instead of the other way around for a change. So I think that's how season six is going to start out, and then maybe during a midway break we'll get the movie. But the movie is kind of like the big question mark looming over season six, I think.
Well, I mean, look, out of Cartoon Network's track records of kind of like series tied movies, where honestly, out of most cases I'm thinking of off the top of my head, things that are tied into the shows have really gone well for Cartoon Network in terms of quality, and not in terms of like box office or returns or such. You had the Powerpuff Girls movie, which was released theatrically. Of course, this is a TV movie, but even looking at their TV movie record, think about it. You have the Dexter TV movie, which is really good.
Uh-huh. The Ed
Let's
and
see.
Eddie one, the last picture show.
Of course, and again, that's an example of like a movie as a finale, which again could absolutely be a potential for what they're doing. One that comes to mind, some of the Ben 10 movies, like specifically, there was one really good one that again tied into the series, and it was about the whole you meet the creator of the. It's called Seeker of the Omnitrix, and it's about the whole the long sought creator of the Omnitrix. It's kind of like it's a road movie in space, and it's really kind of it's neat. I'd recommend it. And again, it's like it showed honestly, it's kind of a similar story to what we're kind of hoping the Steven Universe goes, where it's kind of if you're a character beyond what made you special, it's kind of a similar story. So why bring it up? But the point is, yeah, I mean, TV movie could go. I mean, that's the best case scenario is we keep up the Cartoon Network track record with TV movies. Worst case scenario is I don't mean this in a really negative way, but I think worst case scenario is I don't know if I necessarily want a one off. The Yu-Gi-Oh going the Yu-Gi-Oh route could feel like I mean yeah it's another adventure with them, but I would love it to correlate and either be I kind of want the final route.
You kind of wanted to go like the six seasons in a movie route.
Now you bring it up. Yes, I kind of do want it to go the six seasons and a movie route. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? You think you're more first in the middle, or
Honestly, I think that would be a good route to take, Dragon, especially because it worked out so well with Ed and Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, think about this. If we do have like a tentative, we could ring both bells at the same time. We have our definitive ending for the show, and then again, it's kind of a risky premise, but you could have your revival early with a movie where okay, like let's just assume your theory comes true to you because I do like your theory. let's just assume Steven, he loses the gem, but he's still around.
Uh-huh.
And let's just say, again, for argument's sake, and I don't know exactly how this is going to go, but the main thing we want to be on the lookout for this season, assuming it happens before a movie, is whenever a heart-shaped gem comes into play, because that's the big thing that's been teased. Whatever this new menacing gem is, it's tied into like this big heart stone, like a fully formed heart gem. And whatever this heart, like for all we know, like the pink diamond could be removed and then corrupted into like a heart shape that could be our bad guy.
Huh. Okay.
Just throwing it out there. The point is, whatever the movie, come what may, like we'd have our ending, and there might be like a PS at the end of that of the series, and that PS could be the okay, movie's coming, and the movie would be okay, Steven, without what made him special, proving his merit in a way. Like kind of a challenge for our guy to go up against. I don't mean like he doesn't need to prove that he's special. I'm just saying like a challenge for our guy, and then kind of challenge for the whole everyone to go up against this new unfathomable threat, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Any final thoughts, Dragon? I personally thought the episode was it's weird, Dragon. The episode almost kind of felt like a big. It feels like the tone and pace of a lead into a movie for me, where it's like it's not quite a game changer. It's not quite a big. Well, I guess it is a game changer with the white diamond stuff, and I take it back. It is kind of a game changer. But at the same time, Dragon, what I like about the episode is that most of the episode has a very relaxed pace to it in kind of the best Steven Universe ways. Like, especially the centipedal stuff and the stuff in the forest with the two diamonds. It's very meditative. I think that's a word I like to use to describe the best of this show. And I think this episode kind of achieves that. And then, of course, outside of the meditative parts, we get the horrific, just like invalidating thousands upon thousands of years of rose quartz just building herself up and building up the legacy. And yeah, just all that is just like wiped clean and wiped off the table. And I can't wait to see where the show goes from here, whether it's a movie at the start, middle, or end of the season. I'm pumped either way.
Real quick, just a thought that before my final thoughts, a thought that occurred to me. It's just like the kind of the beautiful menace of White Diamond. I did get kind of a vibe of like, if something, if I was thinking of the Godzilla trailer that we got recently. Of course, how you and I are in it for Farmiga, and it's like if you took Farmiga and you mixed it with kind of this otherworldly monster, you might get something like White Diamond.
Oh man.
Anyway, yes, my final thoughts. Again, I thought this episode was very impressive. It was a delightful surprise. Again, it's like 2 out of our 3 kind of bucket list things for Steven Universe had at least been started in like this one episode. Again, I don't know exactly where to put this episode, but it's great. And again, we'll see how things tie in with this movie. If there's been like a shakeup at Cartoon Network, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to whatever they're going to do. I got faith that it's going to be amazing because again, this White Diamond thing paid off, and it's a thing of beauty, and I can't wait to. I'm looking very forward to kind of the last hurrah, or if not the last, the next hurrah for again it should be the last, but that's not here nor that point. Like the next hurrah for Steven Universe, it should be quite delightful. So. Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, we are the Crystal Gems. We always save the day, and if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of the world believe in Tiki
Dragon
and
Steven.
Steven.
White Diamond.